How hydration helps us stay youthful. It can't be stressed enough just how important it is to keep our bodies hydrated. When we are dehydrated, it can cause a plethora of issues within the body, including thickening of the blood, inefficient removal of toxins and waste products, and even heart palpitations and other scary issues. Not only that, but going only 3 days without water can cause us to die. And there is sufficient evidence to state that a large portion of the population is dehydrated a majority of the time. So many people quench their thirst with sugary drinks that can actually do us more harm than good. Sugar is one of the most dangerous things that we can put into our bodies in large quantities, so it is important to stay aware of what we are drinking. It may surprise you to realize that even drinking juices is not as healthy for you as drinking water is. Fruit juice doesn't contain the same amount of fiber that eating an actual fruit does, which means that we are mainly consuming natural sugars and a few vitamins without the full benefit of eating the fruit. It will not help us to eliminate toxins the same way eating a whole piece of fruit would, and it can overload our body with sugars. Whether they are natural sugars or not, too much sugar in our bodies can lead to weight gain and the destruction of important cells. It can make it difficult for us to concentrate and lead to a mind fog, along with a slew of other possible problems down the line, including diabetes. Another issue that people have when they reach for a cool beverage is that they tend to want to drink things that contain caffeine or alcohol. Caffeine is also dangerous for our bodies. It can restrict the blood flow, and it actually has a tendency to dehydrate us rather than to hydrate us. Sure, you can drink it and stop feeling thirsty, but it doesn't provide our bodies with the necessary hydration. It can also leave us feeling a little bit sluggish, and we can suffer from caffeine crashes as well. Alcohol can have negative impacts on our bodies as well. Other than the obvious potential for liver damage, it can also cause dehydration and lead to dried out skin. There have been studies that show us that every gram of alcohol that we consume can actually cause the brain to age 11 days prematurely. If you want to live a healthy and youthful lifestyle, taking care of the brain is one of the most important things that we can possibly do. So, it might be a good idea to cut down or even cut out the consumption of caffeine and alcohol for good. However, if you are able to stay hydrated and keep up with drinking the recommended 8-ounce glasses of water daily, then you're going to look radiant. Drinking enough water will help us to rid our bodies of free radicals and toxins that might otherwise compromise our immune systems and lead to blemishes and other issues. It will also help us to keep our skin hydrated and provide it with a healthy glow and a nice plump texture. You will have a lower likelihood of suffering from things like stretch marks or other problems that can happen when our skin is dry. Avoiding cracks and wrinkles in the skin may seem impossible, but in reality it is within our abilities as long as we are doing what our bodies need us to do and consuming enough water. It can seem difficult to get the right amount of water. It just doesn't always taste good, and it can be difficult to crave something that doesn't seem to have much of a flavor. However, there are many ways that you can spice your water up so that it isn't quite as difficult to drink. For example, you could try to put pitchers of water in your refrigerator that contain berries, other fruits, or even cucumbers. Having cold, naturally flavored water readily available to you can be an incredible and delicious way to up your water intake and cut down on unhealthy sugars and artificial sodas or alcohol. There are also flavoring packets available in most grocery stores. Many of them are sugar-free and have a good variety of flavor. Using them can be a good way to help you to break your dependence on soda and other artificial drinks, while providing flavor and sweetness and allowing you to drink as much water daily as is required for your body to function to its highest potential. We can also do our best to turn our water intake into a routine. 8-ounce bottles of water can translate roughly to about 4 bottles of water daily at minimum, depending on the size of the bottle. If we wake up, determined to drink a bottle of water before and during breakfast, a bottle and a half between then and lunch, and a bottle with and after dinner, then it can actually be pretty easy for us to begin to get the recommended water intake. Another thing that we can do to drink more water is to download an application on our cell phones that will help us to track our water intake. When we do this, we set a goal for ourselves daily and are able to track it and make sure that we are getting enough of the most important fluid. Some of the apps out there will provide you with little rewards for being able to meet your goals. It can make it a fun and helpful experience to drink our water and make sure that we are doing everything possible to maintain our health and make choices that will help us to stay youthful and healthy. Overall, drinking water can help us in just about every way imaginable, and on top of that, it can make our skin radiant, soft, and pleasant. If we want to avoid the issues associated with dried out skin that lacks elasticity, then an easy solution is to simply ensure that we are getting enough water on a daily basis.